How's it going? Today I'm doing a video on our element. Obviously, it's been like about two years since I've done an overview on the element. There's a couple things that we've added to the element, modifications to the element, and a lot of more things to do to the element, which I'll talk about towards the end. All right. So the very first thing I want to talk about, since it's right behind me, is the side ladder that we installed. Side ladder, Rob Deasy, I believe that's what it's called. I've had this for a couple of years actually, and I've actually finally installed it like a year ago. I didn't make a video on it about the install just because it was difficult, and it was the middle of the summer. I think we did it like in under like 110 degree weather. We got it done. So here it is, super sturdy. Main reason I wanted to install this was because it gives us a bit more surface on installing a couple things. So the last shoot we did, I put on roto packs for gasoline. I didn't put any gasoline in it, but I just took it and I kind of wanted to test it out, see how it is. In the future, I might not put it on here, but we'll see. Another thing I want to do though, well, first before that, another reason I got it was because we have a gun case up here for storage, and every single time I try to get up there, it was kind of difficult, and I had to open the door. So when we didn't have the ladder, I would have to open the door and kind of go up here, hold on to the rack, and kind of like try to open it one night, try to get things out of here. All right. That was kind of a hassle. I kind of tired of doing that. Now what happens is I just use the ladder, obviously. So I just come up here, this. And I open this, much easier. So like that. I made a video on this as well. I installed, these little things here to make this much easier. Without those, this would be flapping over all the way to the top or to the back, and it would be difficult. So I added that. But with this and the ladder, it makes everything easier when I'm trying to get things out of here, right? So we'll get back to this in a little bit. Let's close this up. So this makes it much easier with the ladder, and I just come on down, or sometimes I just jump down. That's kind of what it is. All right, so that's one use for it. One more thing that I want to do maybe later on is I want to add another gun case, a smaller one actually right here, or some type of storage here that attached to the ladder here, since we have little options to attach these here, or I could just drill holes. It's kind of cool. I could just drill the holes, but I want to put it here. So either I want to use it. Originally, I wanted to use it like kind of like a main control system for like the lights and stuff like that. But I probably won't do that because then I'd be walking all over on the other side of the element every single time to do this, since when we usually camp around the other side of the car. So I think what I'm going to do is use this as storage for my tools. So if something ever breaks down or I need tools to fix things and whatnot, I don't have to climb all the way up top and grab them. It would just be a hassle. But if anything, if the gun case would be here, it would just open up this way and it would just be ready to go. Kind of like an emergency kind of thing. So I could add tools, an emergency kit, whatever. So that's kind of what I have planned for this. I just haven't got to it. I just spoke about the gun case. So we had this gun case for a while. Originally had the Pelican case, which is a bit thinner, kind of the same size, I think. It wasn't as wide. I switched it out for the Apache. It was just easier to open for me. Yeah, and I modded the Apache case. Put the struts on the sides because, like I said, if you opened it, it would just slam on the rack and then it'd be difficult to close. So I modified that, and yeah, works much better. A water port, which is like a water storage system that we use for showers and just extra water. Once the awning is set up, what I'm working on right now is make a shower. So even though we could buy an awning, like a little shower that we can buy on Amazon and whatnot, I'm actually gonna just make it myself because it's not that difficult to make. So that's gonna go here, and since the water port is here, it's a perfect spot. So if you want to shower or whatnot, it's just here. So that's where the shower is gonna be. All right. Another video we're gonna make is I'm gonna work on the awning. Though we're not really making major adjustments to the awning. The way we use the straps to hold the awning in place, I'm gonna change that just a little bit. You'll see that in another video. So there's a couple things that I've installed on the element a couple months ago, like a month ago. The skid plates. And this might be difficult to see, but So the main reason for the skid plates is, I don't know, I just kind of have bad luck, or it just happens to me for some reason that every time I'm on the freeway or wherever, a rock seems a big rock or something comes down under the element and it hits the bottom of the element pretty hard. All right, and just for peace of mind, I got this skid plate to cover the oil pan in the front. I don't know if you can see that. There's an oil skid plate for to cover the oil pan and also the gas tank. All right, so I don't want to be driving in the middle of nowhere and have a rock or whatever punch a hole into the gas tank or damage the oil pan, and then we're like stuck in the middle of nowhere without any help. So like I said, just for peace of mind, if you do have any questions about this, there was a couple things that I ran into that the directions didn't really tell me, especially because the directions were in Russian, so I don't read in Russian, so it's kind of hard. It's on there, pretty good. I don't think it's gonna fall off. If you guys have an element, obviously you do if you're watching this, once you put this on, you gotta take off the fuel tank bar, I think it was called, whatever, that protects it. So that actually sticks out more than this. So, and that's another reason I got this, actually, because I got tired of looking at that bar. It bothered me. So I took it off, put this on. It looks much better. It's cleaner. So when you look at it from far away, you can have that bar sticking under there. It was kind of annoying. But now this is on, works great. I'll probably put a bunch of stickers on this eventually. So all the suspension down here is pretty much new. Doesn't have a lot of miles on it. But pretty soon I'm going to change our end links down here. I'm changing the engine mounts pretty soon. And that's it. That's it for the bottom. We did this. One of the first things we did, an element, was the goby ladder. I'm not sure if I made a video on this actually. This helps a lot as well when climbing the ladder, obviously. When I buy like firewood and whatnot, I usually use this and just put the firewood up here. Pretty easy with some straps. So this is pretty helpful. Eventually what I'm going to do with this though is I'm going to get some side steps to make it even more easier to climb up here, because I want to add, I'm either going to put our propane tank back here, or I'm going to add a couple other things on here that we can just use to carry. But for the most part, it's always been like this, but it makes it much easier. Even when I open the element, I don't really use the little handle that's down here to close the element. I actually just use the ladder. So I kind of just grab it here and use that. So I don't really use the little thing over here. I'm actually going to take that off. That's another project. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Mini antenna. I got rid of the other antenna that kind of stuck out like up to here, and when we opened the awning it kind of like bent it, so I just bought a little mini one. We don't really use the radio anyways, so it's kind of just for looks. Let's go on the inside. So the inside is not that bad. I don't think you guys ever seen the element without the bed platform in there. So right now it's empty. Look at it, it's just empty. Yep. So I'm working on I'm just making a couple updates on the bed platform to make it a bit sturdier. Even though it is pretty sturdy, I just want to make sure one day we just don't fall through the bed platform. All right, not much is going on here really. We try to keep the front pretty plain. This is kind of like our living room area, sort of. We try to keep it simple. Not much going on in the front. So if I do want to get out sometime, we're just kind of high in the front. Just there's nothing in my way, and just there's no clutter. So we try to keep the front with no clutter, no just things there. Just try to keep it just nice and simple. You probably noticed I've done this in another video. We took out the middle console or the center console. There used to be a what's it called? Amp used to be there. We took that off. That's why it seems bare. Middle console's gone because I'm still working on the center console area. So if you look down here, you've probably seen this as well. There's like a little wooden one that I made just to keep it flat, to keep things like our water bottles and whatnot. But I'm actually going to change that into a more like sturdier plastic one. But yeah, like I said, this is pretty plain in the front, pretty plain. Back here, let me climb in here. This netting is, I believe it was made for the back, for the tailgate, to keep things in. I think it's for just like like storage area. But this helps a lot. You know, we could put things up here. So for example, a little boogie board here. We could put it up here. Usually we have towels up here, or a lot of like just a couple sweaters. I might update this, but for now this is pretty good. Because if it does get a little heavy, it goes all the way down. So, but like I said, we just put small things up here: paper towels, sweater or two, just things that we can grab easily. We have a little light that we hang here as well, so we can hang it anywhere really. So that's that cool little netting. But for now, I have my little boogie board. Just put it right here. Molly panels. I have a little storage little thing here. This was for my scooter. But like right now, I just use it for storage. So when I go to sleep, I usually sleep on this side. I'll usually throw my key. I'll throw my keys in here, my phone, or whatever else. I might get rid of this actually, but for now it's there. Molly panels, pretty straightforward. Just put stuff on there. I'll probably modify that a little bit more as we go. So far, on my side, I haven't really put anything on there. My wife's side, oh, here's the little light. So we got the little light. We put it up here, which is usually what we do. So we put a little light there. We turn on. Cool. So if we wake up in the middle of the night, we have a little light. Alright, this is for now. This is obviously going to change once I have the lighting set up in here. This goes up here. We just bought a couple things at IKEA. These were pretty cheap, these little things. I'm not sure how much. So we bought this at IKEA for like, I think it was like $3 for little bungees. It was like $3 for like 5 of these. Not bad. So if you want to put whatever you want to put in here, kind of set it up however you want, and it'll just stay on. So for example, there's a random piece that we have broken. Pretty straightforward. We have a little flashlight here, and that's pretty much it. So eventually what I'm going to do, once I work on our dual battery system in here, is I'm going to put like a power outlet, like USB outlets right here. Instead of this light, I'm going to put like like a little light up here actually that you just turn on and off. That's always on. So that's pretty much it for now. Eventually I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to modify it to hold our battery system. So like the lithium battery, and I'll show you guys in a bit, but I'm gonna change this up. That's pretty much it for the like overview without the, like a quick overview of the Element without the bed platform inside and storage and whatnot. And I'll make another video because I'm working on that right now, or I'm just making it a little better. So this is my main focus at the moment. So we gotta work on the battery management system. And the reason I wanna do this, and kind of just been lagging on it, is because I've just been lagging. But every single time you go camping, we always have to deal with ice, keeping things cold, food, and whatnot. So, and as far as also at nighttime, we have no light. Even though we do have little lights, it's not as much as I want. And I just want like if I push a button, light turns on, you know, everywhere. So, like for an idea, like one thing I want to do is do like I want to make a button inside the Element where if we're sleeping at nighttime and we hear something outside or whatever, I can just push that button and the whole Element would like light up, you know, just for safety concerns. But this is what I'm working on next. So here's the red arc that I'm going to use, battery management system. I got this for cheap on eBay. I got it for like half off, so I got pretty lucky there. This usually runs around like $2 grand, and I got it for like $750. So eBay, best place in the world. And yeah, that's what it is. So I'm just working. I'm gotta work on this, and I'll make that another video. So until next time.